We are back on the Bad Boy Show. Yeah, man. We about to go in right now. So listen, today we're talking about taking critical precautions when dealing with women. All right. So what are we talking about here? What do we mean by these critical precautions? We're basically saying, and for those who don't know what a precaution is, that's when you're doing something beforehand to avoid something crazy or fucked up or weird happening later on. You understand? So it's something you're doing beforehand, you know, to make sure you're taking a precaution, so that you don't get fucked up in the game later. You feel what I'm saying?
And I want to say another name for precaution is a preventative measure. Exactly. So you're preventing something from happening. Now, I also want to say, I'm from of Jamaican descent.
Right.
And there's something that my mom always told me that she learned from her grandmother. And the phrase goes as such: prevention is always better than a cure.
Right.
Okay? Prevention is always better than a cure. So basically that means preventing something from happening is always better than letting it happen and then trying to fix it after the fact.
Right.
You know
real shit. Real shit.
Just wanted to put that
real shit. Nah, that's some real shit though. You know what I mean? Because motherfuckers out here that, you know, when you don't understand the game, you know, you get fucked up in the game, and then sometimes you do some shit that, you know, is done and you can't really do nothing about it at this point. You know what I mean? And the thing is, you know, the reason why you got to be careful when you're dealing with women is that if you are not careful about what's going on or just understanding the game or you know, what's happening around you when it comes to you dealing with women, is there's going to be situations that you're going to get yourself in that's going to not be beneficial to you, and in fact it can ruin your whole life. So for example, if you don't take precautions fucking with some chick on some sex shit, you know, you get her pregnant and now you gotta fuck with this chick for all these years because you got the baby coming through with this crazy ass chick. You feel what I'm saying? Or you might be dealing with it. Let's say you deal with a chick who you know, she has a boyfriend, or you don't even know she has a boyfriend, and then you end up being in a situation where her simp ass boyfriend's trying to come at you and do some crazy shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Or like what we were saying earlier, you might be in a situation where you're dealing with a chick you're trying to smash, and then she is like going to, you know, be on some, oh, he took advantage of me stuff, and then now you got a case on your hands. You feel what I'm saying? You know, like all these different things. You know, you gotta understand that, you know, it's important to take precautions when you're dealing with chicks so that you don't get yourself in situations, you know, that's gonna be detrimental to you, right? Now, the thing is this: the real thing is this: is that it's more so about you understanding and learning the game heavy. And what I mean is that you gotta peep game. You gotta peep when certain things are happening. When it comes to taking precautions, you got to really test women, man. You got to test women. And this is why guys sort of get into situations where they get, you know, these false rape claims and all this other craziness, because dudes don't really be knowing how to test these chicks. And, you know, and I talked about this before, that when you're dealing with a girl, right, and you're in a bar at a club or whatever, you talking to her, you chilling, you know, you creating that sexual tension. You know, part of you creating the sexual tension is because you want to see her response to you. You want to see how she's responding to you on a sexual level. You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, you want to make sure that she's all the way in, meaning that, let's say if on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being like the ultimate height of really wanting to get shit popping and have sex and all this other stuff, the chick should always be 2 points higher than you. You understand? At least. So if you're at a 6 on the sexual scale, she needs to be at an 8. If you're at an 8, she needs to be at a 10. You feel what I mean? Meaning that she should be doing more or expressing more of the wanting to do it than you. You feel what I'm saying? And this is how you test them, where you when you're flirting with them and you're flirting back and forth, it's like, you know, you flirt with them, build that sexual tension, then you fall back a little bit to see if she's gonna she's gonna like move, you know, forward towards you. You understand? Even if you take that chick home or you go to her house, right? You should chill there, you know, you're talking to her, whatever, yeah, maybe kissing and everything, but you fall back a little bit. Make her try to unbuckle your fucking pants. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
don't you see what I mean? Like, so that it's showing and she's flowing with the situation, which will make it more likely that she's not on some bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Because
Right.
the
Right.
unfortunate parts is that dudes, you know, like my dude Steve Daygame says, they got the get laid or die trying mentality, where
Right.
they'll be with a chick and they're at her house and she's being wishy-washy, and instead of just saying, you know what, I'm cool, I'm gonna just go home and I'm gonna call it a day, what they have to do is they're like, nah, man, I'm here. I gotta make sure that I have sex with her because, you know, I gotta be this super cool pickup artist. I gotta be this Mac and this pimp, and I gotta make sure I'm smashing as many girls as I can, even if she's being wishy-washy. I just gotta make sure that I say the right things and do the right things to change her mind and to convince her to do it. And it's like, you do all of that, the next thing you know, later on, she talking about, oh, I felt, you know, I was just, you know, I felt pressured and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
And that's because you weren't looking at the signs that she wasn't being cooperative. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And so you got to make sure, and this is what we're saying, you got to take precaution. You got to be like, okay, well, I'm in this situation and I noticed that she's not really trying to make it happen. So let me get the fuck out of here. Be like, you understand what I'm saying? Be like, okay, peace out. You have a good night. Because you don't want to be in a situation where she later on is saying that you did some shit to her, you made her feel this way, and it's just crazy because, like we were saying earlier, a lot of these chicks, they won't say shit. You understand? Or they'll hesitate with their body language a little bit. So, but you're thinking, oh, let me just do a little more. We teach you guys how to get chicks, but we're teaching you how to be a man. You understand what I'm saying? And as a man,
Right.
you got to understand what your whole purpose is in this shit. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And if you let in some ass get in the way of your purpose, you fucking up. You feel what I'm saying? You fucking up. Like, straight
Can
up
you
and
say
down.
that again? Can you say that
Like,
again, please? Though?
if you let in some ass get in the way of your purpose, you are fucking the fuck up. I gotta get a hand clap for that
Yes.
again. Jesus Christ.
Yes, we gotta do that. Hell fucking yeah.
You
Hell
understand?
fucking yeah. In you know, instruct her.
Right.
You understand
right.
what I'm saying? Because I think one big thing about this whole thing is that it's like there's a lot of fear at play with these type of misunderstandings. And what I mean by that is at some point there's a point where nobody wants to communicate anymore.
Right.
You understand? And this is where the game really comes in. This is where the game comes in because you've done all this work. Yeah, I know, guys. I know. I really know. So all my brothers listening, I know. You saw the bitch. You approached her. You put the game on her, right?
Right.
You got her number. You got her to meet you. Y'all did the date. You understand? You met her at the bar. You got her to finally start making out with you. All right. Now you got her in the cab. You got her back to the hotel or her place or whatever it is. Right? You've done all this fucking work. You see what I'm saying? And it's like, all this fucking work, I want my payoff. I want my fucking payoff, right?
Right.
And you at that point, and this is what a lot of niggas lose the game. They lose the fucking game because it's like, yo, I want my fucking payoff, and they're not concentrating on the game anymore. They're not looking at it anymore. Because it's like, I just want to slide to home. You understand? I made it around first, second, and third. Now it's my time to slide home. And they throw the game out the window. But no, nigga, the game never goes anywhere. If anything, this is the point where the game gets more intense because now you have to pay attention to all the subtleties.
Right.
You understand? So like I said, you have to look at the situation like, yo, what is this bitch really on? Like,
right.
You know, we're making out, but she's still kind of iffy about the sex shit or whatever.
Right.
So like I said, keep your pants on. You see what I'm saying? Don't let the game go out the window. Some niggas, they lose their fucking mind when they're about to get some pussy.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
They lose their fucking mind when they're about to get some pussy. Like, no.
Right.
You gotta be a bad boy at all times. You understand? Because a lot of niggas think the pussy is their reward. No, nigga, the dick her reward.
Exactly. Real shit. Damn.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's some real shit right there.
The dick is her reward.
Exactly.
My nigga, pussy ain't no reward. Pussy ain't no reward.
Right.
You know what the real reward is? The real reward is interacting with the females, using the game to your advantage, and having them want to do what you already want them to do.
Exactly.
The topic for next week, and y'all really got to tune in on it. And I want y'all to share and holler at your boys, tell them to get on the Patreon so they can hear this shit, man. Because the next topic is how to set your program.
Right. Real shit.
How to set your program. So, and then when you meet that chick, she can follow the program. You understand what I'm saying?
Real shit.
Because I know I don't want to get into it too much, but it's real serious. Because a lot of times you have what you consider your program is, but then you meet a chick and you don't even realize, but she's taking you out of your program.
Exactly. Real shit.
You know what I'm saying? You start sliding in that wet box and you start losing it and you don't even realize. You know what I'm saying? Because your dick is getting what it wants, and you know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know what I mean? So you gotta, so man, just tune in next week, man, because we got y'all. We got y'all on it.
Exactly. Now, if you want to hear the full episode of this Bad Boy Show, make sure you click the link below and join the Patreon, because all of the new Bad Boy shows are going to be on Patreon. All right, so make sure you click that link below, join the Patreon, so you will never miss a Bad Boy Show episode.